Now, Geoff, both teams searching for their first European title. But which team winning it do you think would be the better story?
Oh, it's not even a question. Rayo. It would be... For those who don't know about this club, I'll try and set it out for you. Do you know much about them, Benny?
I can't say that I do.
OK.
Teach me.
I'll try and set the scene. Smallest ground, smallest budget in La Liga. OK? Now, when I describe their ground, when I say it is archaic, it is literally crumbling. It's falling down. In La Liga, they don't use VAR at this ground because they don't have the facilities.
That's allowed?
Well, they can't do anything about it. They can't do... The club shop is so small, it's one in and one out at a time.
Really?
OK? They don't do... And when they put tickets on sale, like they did for this final, they don't have any online operation. You have to go down there and queue up, pay cash...
I think I'm a Rayo fan.
Yeah, exactly.
You're selling me.
I knew as soon as I started talking about them, they've got, and they are, it's a very left-wing club, and they identify very, very heavily with their supporters. I know all clubs say that, but this is different.
Yeah.
These really are different. It's a working man's club, working women's as well. The facilities are beyond dreadful. I think it was Poznan went there in a European game. There's dignity in the way that they present themselves. So it's an amazing story. Look, Crystal Palace, great club, and they are they're not one of the big teams in the Premier League, but they did win their first trophy in their history last season, FA Cup. So, yes, I'd love it if they won, but I don't think there's a neutral in the world. Other than Crystal Palace fans, you'd be delighted.
So, Geoff, what's your storyline heading into this game?
I think I'd stay with Rayo in Iñigo Pérez, the coach. He went there because, of course, this was Iriola's team. This is where he was before the previous coach. And he was part of his... They were childhood friends. I think they were at Bilbao together, I think. And so Iriola goes to Bournemouth, takes Pérez with him, but he can't get a work permit. He's at the club. He's doing his stuff in the background. He can't wear the club tracksuit. He can't appear, but he's there. There's pictures of him with accreditation around the place. Permit gets withdrawn. Meanwhile, they're struggling, so he goes back and takes over as coach. He's only 38. He only retired 4 years ago. So if he manages to pull this off, that equally would be sensational. And I'd be delighted for him as well. You imagine the slap in the face. You've been successful, and you're going to Bournemouth. You've been recognised for your work, and you're a big part of the coaching team. And then purely for administration purposes, out of here.
Yeah.
He probably got an email.
Benny, what are you looking at?
Yeah, I don't know if I can top that in terms of storylines, but I think Glasner it's his last game with Crystal Palace, and the job that he's done there over the last few years, especially last year winning their first major trophy. I think we're to benefit as a country with Chris Richards being there as well. So I know that leads into your story.
Yeah, no, it's great. And just to speak about Oliver Glasner, he won the Europa League with Eintracht Frankfurt in 2022. So he also has a history of being in these moments and probably knowing what to say, whereas I think that gives them an advantage over maybe what Rayo's going through.
Is there somewhere that you think would best suit him for his next step in his career? I don't know if any of you guys have kind of a club in mind.
I don't know. I don't know if his thought process is to stay in the Prem, if he needs a break, if he's overworked, or if he wants to go somewhere else. I know you said he worked at Frankfurt in the Bundesliga, so... Well,
the obvious one is he goes to Bournemouth.
A little soft.
By the way, I forgot to mention Pérez as well was in the frame to replace Ariola at Bournemouth. I mean, the irony of that, he couldn't get a work permit first time round, and then they're appointing him. But they've got Marcus Rose, haven't they? So that's not happening.
There's a lot of great storylines in this particular match, so I'm excited to see how it plays out today. I'm going to go with Chris Richards, though, from an American perspective. He hurt his ankle against Brentford recently, and Oliver Glasner has come out and said that he has 2 torn ligaments in his ankle. That sounds really dramatic. Yeah. So I'm curious as to whether he's going to start tonight, because obviously that'll have some implications for his World Cup hopes, at least for that first game. Thankfully, there's, 7 days between each World Cup game now, group stage games, so that should give him some time. If he can't play in game 1, then maybe he can be available a little bit later on. He has been training with the team. They have Adam Wharton, who's one of their star midfielders, dealing with an ankle injury as well. He looks like he will be playing as well. They're training. So I'm really just keeping my eye on that, because since they lost Mark Gahey to Manchester City, they've been relying on Chris Richards to be even more important and more influential in that back line. These are 2 of the highest scoring teams in the Conference League, this competition. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities.
I'm curious to know, you guys, because you're experienced internationally, if you're in Chris Richards' position, Adam Wharton's different because he's not in the England roster. If you're Chris Richards, you could win the first European trophy for Crystal Palace, but potentially you could put your World Cup place in jeopardy as well. Although, to a degree, it's a medical thing. You're either fit or you're not. But sometimes a grey area. What would his mindset be right now?
I think you're playing if you can.
Yeah, I think there's no doubt that I would be playing. I mean, it's a
Even
European.
If you thought you might put it in jeopardy.
I'm gonna mitigate a little bit of your worries. It's an ankle injury, right? So yes, there are ankle injuries that can last up to a month, 6 weeks, but for the most part, I think it's ligaments in the ankle. I mean, you get the swelling down and you tape it up and you take some painkillers before the game and you can play through it for 90 minutes. And so with the World Cup being, 2 weeks away after this game, and then like you said, there's time in between games. One, I think it's hard to say no to a final regardless of what you know is coming right down the road. And two, I think even if you feel something throughout the game that maybe limits you or you have to come out and not play the full 90, I think that you still have enough time unless something drastically happens, and that can happen in any game. But I just don't see Chris Richards missing out on the opportunity to play in a final if he feels like he's capable of playing.
Yeah, I echo those sentiments. If you have an opportunity, you're not going to miss a final. And because I don't know, as a player, you get into that space where I can have an impact on this game. I could be the one that could make the difference. We all have hero complexes, Geoff, when we get out there. So to turn that off in a big moment like this, I just don't see how that'd be possible. I expect him to play today.
Yeah.
And if you felt it wasn't right, would you email the coach?
Jeff, I'm going to start keeping track of how many times we say email. I think we're maybe up to 8 or something. But listen, there is no doubt that Crystal Palace are the favorites coming into this game, especially for many reasons, but especially when you look at the amount of spending for both sides and you compare them. So for Crystal Palace, net spend this season has been $62 million in comparison to Rayo Vallecano's, which has been $8 million. When you look at the estimated squad value, though, here, look at this, $630 million for Crystal Palace in comparison to $125 million for Rayo Vallecano. I mean, do those numbers play into anything coming into this match for you, Geoff?
I'm surprised the wage bill is as close as it is.
Yeah. I know.
That surprises me. None of that surprises me remotely because you've only got to look. Burnley earned more money for being relegated than Barcelona did for winning the league. So that's the disparity. That's the Premier League. It distorts all financials. It won't make any difference at all tonight, I don't think. I mean, normally the best players win. Mm-hmm. Are Crystal Palace a better team than Rayo? Well, where they're finishing in the league, in La Liga, you've got to respect them. And also, they have something that you can't put a value on. They've got a togetherness, a band of brothers, us against the world type scenario. You could see the value in that tonight.
Yeah. What bets do you have for us today?
Geoff is just setting me up to be the bad guy here by talking about how everyone loves this Rayo story. Everybody wants them to win. And then I got to be the jerk to come on here and say, I think Palace is the easy bet here. But a reminder to everyone that this is a final. So as we always say, whatever you think is going to happen, whatever the research you've done, all that, sometimes it just doesn't matter, which sucks when your job is to predict exactly what is going to happen. But I'm going to give you 2 bets still. I'm going to put on my best Jimmy Conrad here, give my best plus odds impressions. And we're starting with the first bet, which is the books think that no one's going to score in this game. The most favored score correction or prediction is 1-0 to Crystal Palace. The under is juice. Both teams to score no is the favorite bet. They think it's going to be an absolute snooze fest, and I disagree with it. I've got Crystal Palace over 1.5 team total. Palace to score 2 goals in this game. They're giving me to that at plus 110. As you guys mentioned, these are 2 of the top scoring teams in Conference League. I know it's a final. It could be a bit dodgy, a bit cagey in the beginning, but we're going to see a goal breakthrough in that first half, and when that does, all hell's going to break loose. The gates open up, and I think we're going to see goals in this fixture. And I expect Palace to be just a little bit better when it's all said and done. And the reason I think they're going to be better is for my second bet. Ismail Sarr to score or assist right now is plus 125. And I know that everyone wants to bet on Jean-Philippe Mateta. He's their best goal scorer. He's done amazing things in the Premier League. But when you look at the Conference League specifically, it has been incredible what Sarr has done for this squad. He has 9 goals in their 11 starts to Conference League. He has been the guy that has consistently shown up and helped this squad produce results in this competition. Premier League hasn't been the best, but we're seeing him consistently show up. And the fact that we're getting him at plus numbers at plus 125 in a game that I disagree with the books and think we're going to see goals, I'm going to take that every time here, guys.
Yeah, I agree with these bets. I like these a lot, Buckets. Nice job. I would say that Rayo in particular aren't going to sit back.
Yeah.
I just don't see it happening. Even though it is a final and that has a tendency to get tight, as Buckets mentioned, and as we've seen historically, I just think that Rayo's going to go for it. Like, well, let's. This is what we've done all season. We can't change now. And so I think they're going to go for it.
Why would the books have it such a low score?
I just think because historically most finals play tight, especially with two teams that have never been in this position before, going for the first European trophy.
Buckets, what price are Rayo to win?
Rayo to win are plus 300. Rayo to score 2 goals in this game, plus 300 as well. So the books are very anti-Rayo right now doing anything.
I might have a romantic bet. But equally, I like Crystal Palace. So I'm not going to bet. I'm not going to bet either way.
I'm curious if Sarr is going to get the Bruno Fernandes treatment for assists, because then I kind of like that bet as well. If they're going to goal contributions, give assists for own goals and whatnot. So
how much do we take into form going into this one, Geoff? Because going in domestically, Crystal Palace have lost their last 4 coming in to this game. The last time they won was in the second leg of the semifinal against Shakhtar. And then you have a 9-game unbeaten streak for Rayo coming into this.
Yeah, you could say our Palace undercooked, but look at the team they played on Sunday. You know, they literally sent not the kids, but they've not been at it. They've known that they've got this final coming up for so long. So that's why.
And they've been good in Conference League.
Oh, of course.
They've been good. And I think that what they've been doing in the Conference League is definitely more important in terms of form even than the games that they've kind of played in a meaningless way in the Prem. So I think they're prepared for it.
Thanks for watching this video from Morning Footy. For all news and insights regarding leagues around the world like EFL, Serie, and all UEFA competitions, both men's and women's, don't forget to sign up for Paramount+.